In the last episode, we got some rebuilding done, and we essentially hoped that the overall amount of work for this entire thing wouldn't be too bad, and we would hope that this will get done in some reasonable amount of time. We're also at the top of the of our storage capacity. And I can't build another barn, so let's go chop some wood and let's play Banished. I'm half tempted to give more workers to the foresting thing, because we need those logs. We really need logs. Okay, another gatherer has died of old age. And now the people are slowly growing towards the... well, they're slowly coming of age. Okay, workers are being busy here. And apparently this really takes workers to do. Yeah, no, builders. I mean builders, not workers. It takes workers to haul the resources around, but it takes builders to do something. Yeah, I think they just use the resources to... sorry about that. Come north again. I think they just use those resources they recover from the buildings to build the other ones. By the way, if I reclaim here, they will just tear it down and... oh shit, we have a farmer who died. They will tear this down, and I will have a free space again. Okay. Now this display is actually getting prolonged by this incident. And yeah, we need more houses, and since we've hit the food capacity, I believe we can actually have more houses. And I believe this is going to be the place where the tavern goes. Right next to the tailor and the church. I don't know why I want it here, but I believe this is a good place. You have a forest over here, so you can do all the fun things you can do in forests there, like anger a boar. Okay, nomads. This is tempting. We have 16. Yes. We need people. And I can actually put them in right away. I can make most of them be farmers. It's actually silly. Probably should put at least 2 of those here. Oh, there's a new trader here. Let's see what he brings. He has general goods, mutton, logs. We want those. I want all 200 of those. Okay, anything else I want? No. Good. Now you can have 20 of those. Trade. Dismiss. Hooray! So, oops, I didn't want to do that. Get me my event lock back. Event lock is this. Okay, that's that. I want to keep that up. That's the event lock. I like how the game lets you kind of customize your status report, or your status window, your main menu here. Many games don't do that, and I like that you can put the information you want on top, and you can keep it around basically. But that's really, really cool, and I like that a lot. By the way, I already know which game I will play after this Let's Play. So those of you who are sad about seeing this go in some weeks, I found something else that I really enjoy and that I find somewhat relaxing to play. And I believe that's also relaxing to watch to some... well, it should be to most of you. I'm not going to tell you what. Those of you who follow me on Steam will probably see it anyway. Yeah, you can always chat me up on Steam. I'm usually hidden, so if I don't reply or if I don't seem to be online, it's because I prefer to be hidden. But yeah, you can always talk to me there if you want. I'll probably give you my Steam name at some place. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that... Oh, the stone house will be completed next, I guess. Okay, and our tailor has died. Tailor's our economic backbone. We currently don't need woodcutters that much because we don't have logs for them to cut. Luckily it's early summer, so we don't need to heat our homes that much. And as long as at least somebody can heat his home, we don't have much of a problem here. The next thing I'd like to build would be a storage barn, because I believe those fields are too good, and we don't have enough houses to eat all the crops from those fields. In fact, let's place another house over here, like this. Let's place several around that barn. And a road, like this. I'm going with stone houses here because even though they... Yeah, we have mumps, hooray. Because even though they cost more resources, they also cost you less fuel. Also, this is... No, this is not good. Actually, yeah, we'll keep it like that. Looks slightly asymmetric, but I'll have to live with it. I can live with it. Don't judge me on that. Don't force me to do it either. Anyway, we'll live with that. And I believe I also need a well over here. Well, wells are here. This place needs a well. Do I want it here? No. The well might be good here, because people will ignore roads to clear that. Okay, where's the mumps outbreak? Of course, far away from the hospital, which is luckily over here. So this one patient will be, I believe he's already counted here. And I hope this outbreak won't have more than 20 patients, because we currently don't have a second hospital. As you might remember, it kinda burnt down. So this was a very inconvenient thing to have. Just to add this, yeah. It was very inconvenient to have mumps around. Or very inconvenient that those nomads arrived right now. On the other hand, it was good because we needed those workers. And I'm happier with having those workers than I would have been without them. Even though I'm still hoping that this won't cost us too much in terms of productivity. We shouldn't lose any people, or too many people, maybe one or two, that's normal. But we shouldn't lose too many because of the disease. I also like how you get something to eat before you go to the hospital. Actually, I don't like that. Come on. So yeah, he's probably one of the nomads because he is not educated. And all my people from the last years, if not decades, have been educated. Everybody who has been born in Eurist will have been educated. And I hope I haven't overdone it with those houses here, but we really need them. We really need them. Because I kind of need this barn to be cleared out quicker. As silly as that sounds, I need it cleared out. I also want to have people being able to work here easier. Okay, I guess I'll place another barn over here. We can also remove all resources from this area. We don't need trees here. I'm not going to build any forestry up here. This, on the other hand, looks like the place for some forestry. This looks like a good place for a gatherer. Or for an herbalist. And this, yeah, this looks like a good place to build another forester and gatherer and hunter and stuff. I like seeing this. Like this makes me happy. Seeing all the fields in full bloom and growing. I also like to get in the details here. I mean, I suppose those are bean plants. I think I've seen bean plants before, but I wouldn't recognize them in anywhere unless they were actually having beans on them. Then I would say, yeah, that this looks like a bean. It's probably toxic. But yeah, that's how my knowledge of ecology or of botany works. If I can eat it, I can probably tell what it is. well, if it looks edible, I can probably tell what it is, at least if it grows here. I'm not really good with tropical plants or things that I've literally never seen, because I guess it's one of my one of the parts of knowledge I kind of lack. And I really wish I wouldn't, but sometimes there's only that much you can do about it. I kind of wish they'd built that first. I also kind of wish we had more woodcutters again. And more stone cutters and more of everything. In fact, let's actually build this stupid tavern before I forget where I wanted to place it. By the way, in my old hometown, actually someone told me they had a tavern. Where is the tavern, actually? Oh, it's a resource. Yeah, of course, it's a resource building. They had a tavern next to the church, and I believe it was even called like something the church or something pretty close to that. So people would say they went to the church, and they just meant they would be going to drink there. Not everybody did that, but I hear a few people did. Okay, so this has not quite worked as intended. The game also just froze on me for a moment. I believe it's because it was auto-saving. Also, the mumps infections seem to go down. One of our old herdsmen has been infected, but he is at the clinic now, so that's fine. If they're in here, we are generally fine. It shouldn't spread from here too much. And as you have seen, it didn't kill anyone, which I believe is... I'm not sure how accurate it is. It depends on the time. I mean, there were times when people just wouldn't go to see the doctor at all, or when they weren't, or there are places where they still don't do it. Like, I've read recently that the plague is actually coming back to Africa, because, well, partially because people don't go to the doctor, and they don't get it treated. And if you don't get it treated in time, you are kinda screwed. Your chances to make it are very, very low. And yeah, it's scary. And I would hope it really doesn't come back. Most of you who are familiar with history probably know that the plague is a disease that has killed millions of people in Europe back in the days, back in the Middle Ages. It was called the Black Death, and for good reason. It really did kill a lot of people. Let's see those waters. They're so full. They look so productive, like that. Not like that. This really irritates me. I want full orchards, but I don't want to cut them down once one tree is growing sick, because that's silly. Okay, we could also place some houses here. Yeah, this barn is fairly full. Okay, I place 2 houses here. I can't build a street to there anymore. Could branch it off there. But no, let's just place 1 house there, and let's just build over here. Later on, that is. Okay, so we're slowly filling this stuff up. I'm expecting those foundations to be laid by the winter, because as you know, we'll have the farmers working as laborers in that time, which means we'll have 125 people carrying stuff around. That should be enough for any purpose, really. So as soon as those resources are around, we'll have them ready and we'll have them used. And we have so many jobs that need doing, really. I mean, we have some farming that's left to be done, but we have so much more. There are so many jobs you can do. You can become a stone cutter, you can become a miner, which is kind of dangerous. I could have more traders. I could... Actually, no, I don't want more traders, but I could have more vendors. There are always vendoring to do. Is that a word, vendoring? I mean, you can always sell stuff to people. That's good, and I believe that having many vendors will also allow your barns to be... Shut up, cell phone. To be emptied somewhat faster. Because this, yeah, it will be fine, but as long as we don't have enough people eating from this barn, it just will keep overflowing, and people will have to haul this stuff to the next barn, which is all the way over there, because this marketplace is still down. So if we have this market back up and we have vendors going on about their business there, they will go to this barn and they will pick stuff up from there, and it will be all fine. Also, I think we might need a market here to supply people with tools and stuff, although I think they will just normally go to that place as well. I don't think you actually need to plaster the area with marketplaces like that. Yeah, I believe that's just a place where the market will be prioritized over a barn. Anyway, we are doing okay again. We have been seeing a bit more childbirths as well now that those houses are back. So we have a child here. We have plenty of things being built here. We have a builder busy here. We only have one builder. That's another thing I'd like to fix. So if we get more people around, I would probably have some of them go building things. And yeah, from then it's a few more in-game years until we have more workers again. But I believe it will be worth it. Also, the mumps infection will is already dealt with. It should not be a thing anymore. Also, I believe the time was, yeah. Whenever something catastrophic occurs, like an infection or a fire, the game speed is set back to 1, which is very good, because this allows you to focus more on sorting out that whatever happened. I guess I can take away a farmer for now. It allows you to deal more effectively with whatever has happened, and yeah, there are things that are just making the game more convenient for you to play, and I believe that is one of those things, and that is one of the things that I find great about it. Because sometimes convenience of the player should be first. It should be one of your priorities if you make a game. Some games have something else going for them. Not only you. Like Dwarf Fortress is not very user-friendly at all. The interfaces are horrendous, at least back when I played it last. The interface was horrible and cluttered and just not player-friendly and not convenient. Some things were what felt like a bazillion button presses away from where you needed them. I mean, on the other hand, the game would kindly pause when or you could pause the game, so you could take your sweet time to dig through all the menus. But yeah, it really wasn't convenient, and I would never say that the Dwarf Fortress menus were well done or well implemented or just convenient for the player. Some were, some weren't, and the fact that the tutorial was basically non-existent didn't really help. I'll have to say that too. Anyway, Dwarf Fortress was a fun game, an amazing game. Also, I kind of want 50 grand food now. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I want 50,000 food. Okay. Now we have 50,000 food as the storage capacity. I realized this place still had a capacity, so why the hell not use it? I could also start selling food, but I believe this is always one of the more dubious things to do, because you might just as well hit a you might hit that point when you might hit the tipping point we had earlier when the famine started. and you might not realize it, and you sell your food, and then your production tips over, and you drop down to starvation, and you can't do anything because you don't have any food storages anymore. You don't have enough food stored. Anyway, the episode is long overdue, so I'll see you next time. Bye!